Now, what the treaty stated? It stated there are going to be two groups of the states. One group, those states which have nuclear weapon and which have nuclear weapons, or which have acquired the status of nuclear weapon states before 1968. That meant there were only 5 countries, big 5. They fell in the category of nuclear weapon states. And then the treaty said that the remaining world, many countries, they will be considered as non-nuclear weapon states. Non-nuclear weapon states. They will not ask for the transfer of the nuclear technology. So nuclear weapon states, they decided to put a bar, to put a limitation on the non-nuclear weapon states, and they decided that as we have the nuclear technology, so we are not going to transfer, or we are not going to proliferate the nuclear technology to non-nuclear weapon states. Now that is the major point of discussion, right, which led to the argumentation and the dispute among the countries of the world. Many countries have signed, and by today there are 180 countries which have signed NPT, but there are some countries which have not signed it. And the countries we did not sign, they are India, Pakistan and Israel, non-signatory. And why Pakistan did not sign? Because Pakistan did not sign because, again, for the same reason, the non-nuclear weapon states, right, what is the security arrangement for these states if they are attacked by a nuclear state? Example, America, a nuclear state, attacked on Japan, a non-nuclear weapon state. What was the result? Disastrous. Okay, and ultimately, right, Japan surrendered. Had Japan acquired the nuclear technology, then America would have not gone for that attack. So therefore Pakistan said that there is no security arrangement for the non-nuclear weapon states, and if they are attacked, for example, by nuclear India, how it is going to secure itself? So Pakistan said this is discrimination. This is division of the world into haves and have-nots, and this is not fair. Okay, either the rule should be for everybody, they should follow, or there should be no rule for anybody. So if there has to be a nuclear free world, or if you really want to stop the proliferation, then these big 5, they should also dismantle their nuclear programs. So India did not sign with the same reasons that India had security concerns vis-a-vis China, which was nuclear and which was member of B5, Big 5. And therefore, right, India also. And then Israel did not sign because Israel also had the security concerns surrounded by, right, so many Arab states, and it felt danger, right, from the Muslim world. Now this treaty had various defects. Okay, one, you can say, defect was that any state, right, it was mandatory. It was not compulsory. Any state could sign or could not sign, and these 3 did not sign. Now second defect in this treaty was it was North Korea. North Korea was signatory of NPT, but it withdrew from the treaty in 2003. Again, why? Because it also had security concerns from South Korea and Japan, because they were being, you can say, their security, right, had been supervised by American presence in Korean Peninsula. So this is another problem, that you could sign and you could withdraw at your discretion, and there is no penalty and no sanction on that state. So this is the next drawback. The third drawback is that you are signatory, Iran, and being a signatory, you seem to be violating the international treaty. Violating, because Iran's nuclear program, I call it controversial nuclear program, because what America believes that Iran has crossed the uranium enrichment limit and it has reached to 32%. That means it is going, or it is trying to acquire nuclear weapons, and according to some scholars, they say that Iran has already manufactured the atom bomb. And Iran was signatory, and Iran, the world considers that Iran violated, Iran cheated. That being signatory, it continued its nuclear program secretly, so it has violated. And again, right, that is a problem, that any country, if it is violating the treaty, what immediate action, right, treaty gave for it. So, therefore, the treaty was not very effective to control the nuclear weapons. So it was meant to contain the proliferation, to control the disarmaments, nuclear armaments, and number 3, to promote the nuclear technology for the civilian purpose. But because of these demerits, okay, NPT could not achieve the objective. And at the moment, now this is important because NPT, Non-Proliferation Treaty, is the backbone of the whole nuclear proliferation efforts. It is the mainstay. And that's why I am focusing more on NPT. Now NPT, with the passage of time, NPT, right, has more and more challenges. How it is going to address those challenges? For example, number 1 challenge is that what about non-state actors? They have not been party, neither here nor here. Terrorists. So what if the terrorists, they acquire nuclear weapons? They are going to use it. So it is silent, right? And therefore, right, this has to be tackled by the NPT, that how the nuclear weapons, they can be saved from the non-state actors. Number 2, Nuclear Proliferation Treaty has failed to provide the equal and justice to the states, and there has been differential treatments, right, among the countries, and the big fives, they have themselves been violating the NPT and dealing different states on different yardsticks. For example, when Pakistan acquired the nuclear technology in 1998, there were a lot of sanctions which were imposed on Pakistan. But when India exploded a nuclear weapon, the world was not, right, very aggressive, and mild kind of sanctions were imposed on India. And in 1987, when Israel became nuclear, there was no reaction at all from the world. So different treatments. So that creates frustration among the weak states, among the small states, among the states which have the security problems. Similarly, another differential treatment, another example is that of India. Now I told you India was non-signatory of NPT, and India therefore was not considered as a legitimate nuclear weapon state. Let me tell you one thing more. It was decided in NPT that only these big 5 states, they would be the legitimate nuclear weapon state, legitimate, legal. and if any other state it attains nuclear weapons, it will not be considered as legitimate. So India's nuclear explosion was not legitimate, but America decided to give legitimacy to India's nuclear explosion indirectly. It signed Indo-US nuclear deal in 2008. So signing that deal means, okay, that you have accepted India as a legitimate nuclear weapon state. We also said to America that we are your ally in war on terror, and we also need nuclear technology so that we can use it for the generation of electricity, but America refused to give us. And America said, don't compare yourself with India. India has very clean record. And similarly, another example I can give you about the differential treatment is that nuclear supplier group. Nuclear supplier group was established in 1974. And objective क्या है इसका कि it deals with the exports of the nuclear technology among the member countries, and the objective of the export is to transfer the nuclear technology for this use of civilian purposes, and the member countries, they won't go for the destructive technology. And number two, in order to be member of nuclear security group, you have to be signatory of NPT. इसका member होना ज़रूरी है. India is not member of NPT, and America, a couple of years ago, 2015 or 16, America decided to give membership to India into nuclear supplier group. So America wanted to oblige India because America had common interests with it. So it was China which vetoed this resolution, and China said, if India is not member, if India has not signed NPT, then why India is being given the membership of nuclear supplier group? This should not be done. And if you want to do it, then Pakistan should also be given the membership along with India. So that is how America, right, had failed to make India a member of the nuclear supplier group. But America assured India that, right, I will continue my bid and we will do it next time. So therefore NPT challenges, okay, this kind of differential treatment, this will continue in future as well. Next challenge to NPT is United States Nuclear Posture Review. United States Nuclear Posture Review. The United States nuclear technology is revised after every 5 years, and this is called Nuclear Posture Review. And the latest Nuclear Posture Review was given in 2018. Now what it stated? It stated that as we are trying to destroy the big weapons, nuclear weapons, so why not to make use of them, or the ingredients of the nuclear technology, uranium, etc. So America decided to make smaller bombs, would call it tactical bombs, at a low yield tactical bombs, short distance bomb. So low yield का मतलब जो कम नुकसान पहुँचाए, लेकिन है तो यूज न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स का ना, कि बजाय डिस्ट्रॉय करें, वो कहते हैं हम इनको रीयूज क्यों ना करें जो डिस्ट्रॉय किए होंगे. व्हाई नॉट टू मेक smaller weapons of low yield? So again, right, what does this mean? Okay, you are going to use nuclear technology, right, at a low pace to achieve your objectives. So this is not fair. Next challenge to NPT. The modernization of China and Russia and the game which is going on in the space between America, China and Russia. So America again feels it a threat for the international world that Russia is modernizing its military equipment, and so is the China, so they are the threat to the world, and therefore America, right, had to go for the NPR and review of its nuclear policy. And again, right, this is the violation and this is the challenge, that how NPT can check the members, the signatories, original pioneers of NPT. Next, you can say the challenge is Iran's nuclearization and North Korea's nuclearization. Because Iran, I have already stated, seems to have violated NPT, and North Korea withdrew in 2003 and became nuclear in 2006. And the way Korea is behaving, the way its leader, its President Kim Jong, the way it is right, behaving and behaving in a very hawkish way and aggressive way, and in a very, very irresponsible way. We are not sure how North Korea, right, is going to deal with its neighbors. Frequently it is threatening to the neighbors, and then, right, it is developing its missile program, and gradually it is increasing the limits of the nuclear program. And the most recent missile, it can hit Alaska, Hawaii and American state California. So that is challenging. And then Iran. Now it's up to you whether you see Iran is a responsible state or not. But anyway, Iran did not cooperate with the inspectors of international agency, because the inspectors of this agency, they come and they see that what kind of activities are going on at a nuclear power station, and for what the technology is used for, etc., etc. And Iran never cooperated with the inspectors of the International Atomic Energy Agency. So that also, right, gave an idea that something wrong is going on, because Iran was not cooperating. So if Iran becomes nuclear, or if it has become nuclear, then the whole Middle East, that it becomes unstable.
ora abbiamo delle sportive una ragazza. Ah, fatto una cosa. Mi ha fatto il cervello,